and so on. Hello, Captain Gray here. I thought I would present you a follow-up video about the Roland C-30 Digital Harpsichord. A few months ago, I uploaded a video review of the instrument and it led to a lot of interest. In fact, I got more than 22,000 views and 150 comments. So I thought I would address some of your questions. Just a recap, the instrument is a 61-key digital harpsichord. It samples two harpsichords, a French and a Flemish one, that are in a museum in Japan. Also has forte piano. And two positive organ sounds. It has tunings. So basically, in a very compact digital frame, you've got a complete one manual harpsichord that never goes out of tune, never needs regulating, never breaks a string, never breaks a jack. And as somebody who owns a harpsichord, it's in a little bit of a state of disrepair at the moment, very frustrating. To play on an instrument this perfect is really something. So I thought I'd go through a few of the questions that you sent and answer them. From Pianissiment, dynamic harpsichord setting has a good use with the buff and forefoot. Combined provides a good clavichord simulator. I didn't mention before the dynamic harpsichord, but it's a setting where you can get crescendos and diminuendos, unlike the real thing. But yes, a clavichord has a very simple action of a tangent touching the key, a very silvery, slight tone that you can hardly hear. Let's see if it sounds like a clavichord. Yeah, thanks for the tip. A question from Suki Frugalfrau. Never knew these existed, would like to get my hands on one. Well, yes, I got a lot of interest from people who would really like to know where they can get one. The bad news is they've been out of production since before the lockdown. I think the production ran from about the early 2000s to something like 2018. And now you'd have to search eBay or online for the second-hand model, which is what I did. I got this in a music shop in the north of England during the height of the lockdown and felt very lucky to get it. Then Sorano, the Renaissance painting recreation is on the other side of that panel. It slides out. Well, actually, I checked mine and the back is just black blank. You can interchange this back panel with two other designs. One's a Renaissance painting and one's sort of Latin script. And I'd like to get my hands on either if anyone knows where to get them. User KelWN3BB3E, appreciate your playing comments and presentation, well thank you very much, of the instrument's possibilities. We have a lot of problems with our modern acoustic harpsichord and I'm searching for an alternative. Well, definitely if you can find this online, then it would answer all of these problems. Gregory Vazar 6236. Apologies if I didn't say that right. If one has an expression pedal, it can be used to switch between two different harpsichord registrations, like a two-manual harpsichord. Well, that one I didn't know. I haven't got an expression pedal, but I'd like to try that. Thanks for the tip. And then to get the celeste sound, hold the temperament button and press the organ too. Let's see if that works. Oh yeah, it does work. Oh, well, there you go. You learn something new every day. Thank you for that tip. Dr. Chad, what was your impression of the amplifier and electronic adjustments to volume, tone, equalization? In terms of matching the real instrument, you can get about the same volume and more than an acoustic harpsichord, so it's more than adequate. When I'm playing the harpsichord in ensembles, the real harpsichord I mean, I get people coming up to me and say, well, can't you mic it up or turn it up? But don't forget, in Bach and Handel's era, you couldn't put a mic to a harpsichord. Everyone else has to play down so you can hear the harpsichord. I would say that the amplification and sound quality from the speakers is more than adequate. This is just 1/3 volume. This is 2/3 volume. So you can hear that it's quite a lot louder than a regular harpsichord. Gets through a few more comments or questions. Ivan EDAG, I think I can't read my handwriting. I think Roland confused a harpsichord with a clavichord. That's why they came up with that design. They used to have an instrument before this called the C-30, and that looked like a little spinet. And this one looks either like a virginal, if you look at those Vermeer paintings, or it looks a box clavichord shape. I don't think they were confused. They were just trying a compact design, I think. You know, they didn't want something that was 7 feet long. In Horam 338, could you tell me what piece you played at 356? Oh yeah, I took a note of that one. That was the Italian Concerto, last movement. Something like that, anyway. Aerospace education. What's the difference between the Roland harpsichord sound engine and one of their flagship keyboards? Well, there's a sophistication and the fidelity to the original instruments that are sampled from museum pieces. There's the fact that it's a specialist early keyboard instrument, and it has the plucking action of a harpsichord, the increased tension with 2 sets of strings. Last, Jean-Paul 7251. Why would anyone want a harpsichord, let alone a digital one? The piano was invented to replace these awful things. Well, Jean-Paul, what I would say is the piano was invented around 1710, reputedly by Cristofori. It gradually replaced the harpsichord during the latter part of that century, but keyboard music, concert keyboard music written before that time is written for the harpsichord. So playing it on the piano is actually just a transcription. You're not playing what the composer intended. You could argue the composer might have liked it, but we'll never know, will we? Because it wasn't invented. You might well say, well, why didn't Leonardo use acrylics to paint? Or why did Ford invent the Model T Ford and not the Mustang? You know, it's all about historical accuracy. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do ask any more questions and perhaps we can do a follow-up. In the meantime, please do like and subscribe my other videos, and I've made recordings on the harpsichord at home, this instrument, and also the Roland C-200 classical organ. Goodbye for now.